Hey guys, Sets with Chief. Welcome to another video. Please, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, like the video, share, leave your comments, and guys, let's get to it, okay? Today, I want to talk about how I've been able to make $1,000 plus every week um, for years now, over and over again without a job, okay? So, how I've been able to make money to pay my bills, take care of my kids. I have three teenagers right now. And there's a lot of weeks that I've been able to make more than that, 1,500. Um, doing other things, especially like if I have like a hair client or other things. But how have I been able to make it consistently? Please, if you're new to the channel, like I said, subscribe so you can join the family and you get notified whenever I post. Okay, so I haven't been posting as often because I've been working on a lot of things, um, trying to scale my business, and you know that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and hoping for different results. So I want to be able to even make more, double, triple my money. And I have a middleman business. I have a middleman cleaning business, but I was trying to, um, scale into other businesses. Junk removal and pressure washing. So there are other things I was trying to do. I purchased a Facebook ads course, teaching me how to run effective ads, getting in the head of customers and things like that. So I've been doing all those things to scale, okay? But not notwithstanding, okay? How was I able to make all this money each and every week, okay? Each and every week after leaving nursing, okay? So I became a registered nurse in 2010, worked for about a decade, and I quit nursing in 2020. Okay, all right, right prior to the pandemic. Okay, I quit like I think it was like January of 2020. Okay, I started writing on the wall. I signed up to become a notary, commissioned in my state, the state of Illinois, and prior to that. Even 3 years prior in 2017, I had started doing DoorDash. Okay, as time went on, I scaled to doing other types of businesses, including going back to doing hair, and that stabilized a lot of things. I left my narcissistically abusive marriage in 2023, and we're in 2025 now. So I've been able to do all these things, and be able to support my family, simply because, first and foremost, I was able to take a step of faith, believe in myself, and not listen to the noise. Okay, a lot of people think that the only way that you can survive and thrive is to have a paycheck. Okay, you have a steady um, paycheck that you expect every 2 weeks. And for a lot of people, um, their paycheck only lasts till Tuesday or Wednesday. And it's back to the grind. And borrowing, and it's just like it's just not a way to live. Okay, especially now, and especially in the U.S. And with the tariffs and just so much. A lot of people are so fearful, and I believe that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of a sound mind. And God has given us a sound mind. That means that He wants us to use it. Okay, use the things between our ears, our brain, and think, of how we can break ourselves out of the rat race, how to break ourselves out of the mindset of stagnancy. Okay, so how was I able to make $1,000, 1,200, $1,500 each and every week consistently without a 9 to 5? Okay, I do multiple things. Okay, and I'm a strong believer, and I'm always gonna be in having multiple streams of income. Okay, I have a delivery. I'm an independent contractor, so I do delivery. I've done things from catering to picking up large items. And my bread and butter now is picking up large items from like stores like Home Depot, Walmart, TVs, space heaters. I have a pickup truck, um, and things like that. I don't market for those clients. I get notified on the app, or the apps. Everybody knows about food delivery with DoorDash or Grubhub or Instacart, or not Instacart. Instacart is grocery delivery. So all of those things are things that have helped me. And then plus, very recently, the last year, I started a middleman business, cleaning business. I started with a moving business, but that didn't really work out too well. So I moved to a cleaning, and now I'm transitioning between junk removal and pressure washing. Okay, I purchased, like I mentioned earlier, I purchased a course teaching me how to run Facebook ads, efficiently to get customers, using messaging and all that. Okay, so I mean, think about it, uh, because like I said, if you're trying to get to a different place, you have to do things differently. Okay, so just relying on word of mouth for like marketing when it comes to like my middleman business, or just relying on my car signs is not enough. From what I learned from the course, it teaches you that um, you need to run Facebook ads, because if you don't want to trade time, you're gonna have to trade money. Okay, it's either time or money. If you have a lot of time on your hands, then you want to be passing out the flyers, putting it on people's doors, door hangers, sticking it on people's cars, whatever, you know. Um, but when you want to get past that point and you want to actually speak to the people, and with a middleman business, you're mostly um, especially for my services like junk removal, for home cleaning, and we're mostly targeting homeowners. Okay, so Facebook ads works best for those, because when we're talking about homeowners, we're not talking about 16, 17, 18-year olds. We're talking about people that are 35 and over. Okay, at least in their late 30s, 40s, and on. Okay, so Facebook is where they hang out. So just like knowing where your customers hang out, is it next door, is it Facebook, and putting it in front of them, via ads. Now you can advertise for free on Nextdoor and just talk about your business, or you can advertise on Facebook, for very minimal amount, and be able to get leads for $5, $10, and get customers, paying customers for like $30, $35, and if you're making over $100, and you're paying $30 to get a paying customer, that's $70 plus, right? So how many times can you do that? So with a middleman business, it's just finding independent contractors, which are business owners, or people just, you know able and willing to do that service, but they just don't know how to market effectively, right? That's when you come into the picture. You know how to market effectively, you know how to get the customers, you've invested in yourself, so you just book the customer, get your money, and then dispatch the jobs to the people, right, that actually do it, and they're happy doing that hard work. They have the machines, they have the skill, and all of that. You just book your customers, schedule them, and then I have Booking Koala, um, which I have actually the starter plan. I pay $27 a month, but as I scale and get more independent contractors, so with the $27 a month, you can have 5 independent contractors or service providers, right? But as I scale, I get more service providers, I get more used to my business and how to get the customers and everything. It's just a matter of paying $57 a month to have 10, or more, So I think the, kind of even line is at least 10. But bottom line is, you don't have to, when you change your mindset, about like, well, I have to stay in this job, to make this amount of money, to get that paycheck, and if your mindset is only stuck on, the only way I'm able to make money is by getting that 9 to 5, you're not going to be able to, you're going to be stagnant, and I think it's kind of like something that you don't want to do. You don't want to depend on somebody else, an entity that is outside of yourself, to pay your bills, pay your mortgage, to take care of your kids, to pay your car note. You're depending on something that is outside of yourself to take care of all those things, when you can look within yourself, and think of the things that you can do, to be able to, scale. I mean, think about it. As a service provider, like somebody that like myself, as a service provider for hair, because I'm a hair braider, mobile braider, okay, and that's one of the things that I've been able to do. Um, Speaking of multiple sources of income, um, you know, to be able to make consistent income. Okay, so doing a mobile braid, an average, um, knotless box braid is 220 to 240. Okay, just where I am, okay, in Chicago. Okay, just an average, sometimes 250, depending on maybe the length, right? So now when I'm doing that braid, I can probably only do just like one a day. Okay, maybe like one a day. And if I start like really early, maybe at like 7, but I have children that I have to get ready for school. Making sure that they're up, taking their shower and everything. I can't, what I'm saying? I can't, be out of the house by 7, so typically it's like 9 or 10, like a sweet spot for me is 10, 10:30. Okay. So by the time you spend 6, 7 hours, standing, doing that person's hair, you've only done that one customer and you earn that money. And that's the cap you've earned for the day. Right. But think about a middleman business. Okay. If I was able to get maybe 4 or 5 hair businesses that don't know how to get customers by themselves, or and are looking for people to to help them with their business to fill up their schedule, then I'm like, hey, listen, I if you need customers, I'm able to get you the customers. I just book them for $70, and then you keep the balance. Okay, you keep. So let's say it's 250, a 250 hairstyle. Maybe they're doing like regular box braids, or whatever. So it's 250, and I'm keeping 70. Okay, so let's subtract that. That is like what, 180, right? So they're keeping 180, and I'm keeping 70, right? And they're able to or 80, and they're keeping 170. However, y'all are able to work out that agreement, and you can get their schedule full, right? You can get their schedule full each and every week. I mean, think about the possibilities, right? Think about um, how much you can make. So rather than me standing on my feet, you know, all day to make that 150, right? I can get 5 or 10 people, right? That would love that service, would love to just have customers be sent to them, to fill up their schedule, right? So I can get 10 people. So even if in a day I'm able to get 4 customers, right? For all these different people, right? That is 70 times 4. That is 280, right? And I can scale, I can always get more because I'm not trading my time for money, right? So those are the things that we have to think about. How can we scale? How can we do things more efficiently, right? A great place to start is where you are right now. What skill do you have? Do you know how to do nails? Do you know how to do hair? Like I was able to do braids. I learned how to do it as a teenager. Even way I think I was a tween. I was like 12, right? You know, and so I was frustrated in my nursing, working as a nurse, did different places and different things, and I couldn't find the happiness or joy. I was drained, right? So I left that. I started doing delivery, went back to doing hair, and combined it to today. I do digital marketing. I have a YouTube channel, which pays me. I'm monetized on this channel. I work as an independent contractor doing delivery, and that has been my bread and butter because now I have a pickup truck. I'm able to use that to pick up large items. I get paid, a good amount of money, $35, $40, just going 5, 4 miles, right? Carrying large items, and now I have a middleman business that will allow me to scale. I can pick up one business, perfect that business, getting customers, getting independent contractors, scheduling the customers, and just keeping everything efficient. Making sure I take the payment and whatnot, and communicating and then scaling from there. So what I'm trying to say is that the only way you're going to be able to break out of the whole 9 to 5 um, mindset, and especially this economy with the tariffs and everything going on, a lot of people are insecure and they just are panicking, and it's just a lot of uncertainty going around. I believe that the way that you can scale is to understand that you don't have to be stuck. Okay, being stuck is a mindset thing. Okay, just learn a skill, okay, implement that skill, get customers, put out flyers, and then run a you know run a what you gonna call it, become an independent contractor. Okay, there's so many apps out here, okay, and all these apps are middlemen. DoorDash is a middleman, Instacart is a middleman, Grubhub, DoorDash, what else, Roadie, they're all middlemen. Okay, they're all middlemen. okay, because they get the customer, connect them with the service provider, the drivers and whatnot, right? And when they link successfully, the platform gets paid. Okay, so why not you be that CEO? Why not you be that platform? Okay, so that's where your mindset has to be. Okay, having that shift. Okay, now I have a course. It's called a Multiple Stream Masterclass Bundle, teaching you how I've been able to make it all these years. Okay, make $1,000 plus per week consistently each and every week, doing the things that I do. Okay, it has 72 different apps. If you want to become an independent contractor, from catering to medical delivery, to food delivery, to picking up large packages, it's all there, including how to run or be successful running a digital marketing, how to be successful being a digital marketer, making money as a digital marketer, be effective in marketing and all of that. Because that's another way I'm able to make money, obviously, because digital is connecting with people all over the world, via your cell phone, basically, and the internet. And then a middleman business. I have the middleman business guide teaching you how to run a middleman business, and all of that. Okay, it's all $49.99. I have it in my Stam store, so I'm gonna leave the link in the description. If you click on the link, you can go ahead and grab it, and you don't have to be stuck. Okay, just learning step by step, what it is that I have done, and have the strategies that I've used, to be able to be where I am today and to scale. Okay, you can get that now. Okay, so I'm gonna end this video. Set to achieve, and we are set to achieve, with the help of God and His grace, and just staying steadfast and being hardworking. Okay, like the video, share, leave your comments, and until next time, peace. God bless.